So, I mean, the main thing I just want to do is be able to come on and tell people what it is that vetclaims.ai can do to help veterans increase their disability rating. Ironically, the guy that I sold to yesterday, he has 0 rating. I'm like, look, you got to call these guys. You got to get something, you know. Right. So let's get this figured out for you. I mean, we're going to buy this home, but yeah, eventually I want you to call these guys and kind of see what you can do. I'm sure you get some percentage, you know.
Right.
And so I guess just kind of, man, give me an idea or introduce yourself, tell everybody what it is that you do, and then I'll tell how it can help me and about what it is that I do. We just kind of let it flow from there.
Perfect. Yeah. Yes, sir. So first of all, thanks for the opportunity. My name is Will Correa. I'm 8-year veteran of the Marine Corps, and I am from Dallas, right? Native of Dallas, live in San Antonio now. This company that I work for, though, is called vetclaims.ai, and we are veteran-owned, veteran-operated. 98% of the staff is veterans themselves. I've been through the VA claim process. I'm rated at 100% myself.
Oh, wow.
So our goal is simple. Whether it's someone who's trying to start for the first time, they got out during Vietnam, they got out 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, or if they have current rating, right, we can work with them as well. Right?
Okay.
So no rating, or they have a rating, they're not happy with their current rating. Hey, Will, I believe I deserve more. We can work with them. So we leverage AI, right? We leverage artificial intelligence. Basically, we help veterans, we help them connect the dots between their disabilities to their time in service. We help them communicate their conditions to the VA using the VA's verbiage, the VA's terminology. Because what I've found out, I've been doing this 3.5 years. I went through the VA claim process 5 times myself. If you never connect the dots between your disabilities to your time in service, and if you never communicate your conditions to the VA using their verbiage and their terminology, they will never understand, they'll never acknowledge, and you'll never get the rating you deserve, right? Okay. So that's our bread and butter. We do help with medical exams, right? Every veteran that submits a claim, they go through medical exams that the VA sets them up on. So we offer exam prep. We provide study guides, instructional videos. Again, if you go there prepared or unprepared, or you communicate the wrong message, that doctor could be like, "Hey, we'll come back and try again." Mm-hmm. So we want to as well. Yeah, no medical records are needed. It doesn't matter when someone served. Another huge benefit is we do offer a 60 to 90-minute virtual consultation like this. It's on Google Meet as well.
Okay.
And we ask the veteran everything under the sun when it comes to their service, right? Hey, veteran, what years did you serve? What was your job? Where were you stationed? Did you go overseas? What were you exposed to? Because based on their answers, we could use AI to help them discover other conditions they didn't know about because we ask questions no one's ever asked before. So I'm very good veterans. You don't know what you don't know, right? So if no one has ever asked about these conditions or these symptoms, a veteran's never going to find out about what other conditions they may be eligible for. Okay. So we do offer that as well. That's part of our services. And then we have an appeals team. So if a veteran works with us and the VA denies them, we have a team that will go fight the VA for them and on their behalf. And all that is part of our process.
Okay. So tell me this, man. I mean, and I've talked to a couple of veterans, right? And I've been like, hey, man, I've been talking with these guys. They can probably get you helped out. A couple of them come back and like, hey, man, we can I know somebody at the VA, or we can go directly to the VA and get that done. How do you guys differ, and what's going to make it better going through you guys versus just going directly to the VA?
Right. So, and that's a great resource, right? I never discourage anyone from going that route. They're called VSOs, a Veteran Service Officer, or the DAV, Disabled American Vets. I share that on calls with veterans who do not want to move forward with us. My experience, I worked with a Veteran Service Officer. I got rated at 10%, and they told me I could never go any higher. Here I am 5 years later at 100% permanent total, right? I have 100% rating. So here's the big difference. They have resources, but they don't have the resources we have, right? In my experience, they're not going to take 60 to 90 minutes with every veteran, and they're not going to ask them questions about where they were stationed, right? Where they were deployed to. Again, we use AI. Basically, we have our AI model that is trained on the VA's reference materials. So scientific literature, medical journals, legal cases. For example, we can pinpoint if a veteran was, let's say, he or she worked on tanks, or right, they were on an aircraft carrier in the Navy. We can ask our AI model, what service connected conditions do other veterans have that were on the same aircraft carrier that worked on tanks as well? So AI, right? I don't know of a veteran service officer or a VA that says, hey, let me spend 60, 90 minutes with you and ask you questions no one's ever asked you before to see what else you may be eligible for.
Yeah. I mean, just kind of thinking about that. I mean, if they're kind of, and nothing bad about government employees, but shoot, I go to the post office and say, get you in and out as soon as possible. So I can move on to the next person. Or the opposite, like, all right, we're just going to take our time and I don't stand in this line for 45 minutes.
Right. So time is a huge thing. You may hear from some of your clients, I hear it all the time from veterans we work with. I can't get through to those folks. Their line is out around the corner. They're never in the office. Our process, it's about getting you in and out quick within 30 days or less from someone signing up and moving forward. They have all their documents, right? A VSO can work with hundreds of veterans at a time. I believe on my team, there's like 70 reps and we work with thousands of veterans at a time, right? We're not just, hey, you call me, right? We'll text you back. We'll call you back. You email me, we email you back. So again, those services, they're great. They're free, but they could be packed. They could be backed up, right? They could be congested because they're working with so many veterans at the same time. And now here goes the veteran waiting. Man, I came to you guys 6 months. You're barely getting the documents back to me with us from the time they sign up to the time they receive an answer from the VA. It's 4 to 5 months on average. Yeah. So time is a big thing. So
man, tell me about that difference, right? So you were at 10%, right? And you got from 10 to, I guess, so say, give me the difference in, I guess, their benefit. Say from 10 to 50, from 50 to 100, because I mean, there could be people out there, right, who is like, man, I'm 50% and I'm okay with that, right? Not knowing that, hey, there's a lot left out here that you could be taking advantage of.
Exactly. And that's why I love my role. I love to educate, share knowledge with fellow veterans. 10%, I was getting paid $180 a month, right? Okay. The higher you go, 50% is a great example. I know here in Texas and every state has different benefits for veterans at their rating, but 50%, right? You can go to DMV. You can get disabled veterans plates, right? Free parking at, like, I'm a season Spurs ticket holder. You can get free parking downtown at Spurs basketball games, any sporting events that I go to. Free driver's license, right? They don't charge you the fee. Of course, the higher you go, and it's more compensation. If someone has a family, once they reach 30% or higher, they can get paid more for their spouse, for their dependents. If someone is retired, hey, Will, I did 20 years in whatever branch, and they're at 40% or lower, they only receive one paycheck from the VA. If they receive 50% or higher after 20 years of retirement, they get a pension for retirement and they get a VA disability compensation check. So now they're getting 2 checks instead of just one being at 40% or higher. I'm at 100% here in the great state of Texas. Right, it's 100%, no property tax for veterans. That saves me about $18,000 here in San Antonio a year. No property tax. If you have dependents, you can apply, see if they're eligible for VA health insurance. If you didn't retire, right, you can't get VA health insurance, right? But if you're 100%, there's something called CHAMP VA, right? CHAMP, CHAMP VA. My wife and kids have VA health insurance now. I don't have to pay it through my employer. And GI Bill educational benefits. I'm at 100%. So my wife and my sons, they have access to a GI Bill that it's not for the veteran, but our dependents can use it if we're 100%. It's called Chapter 35 Survivor Dependent Benefit. So it just goes on and on, right? There's, I think 50% or higher in Texas, you get free access to like our wildlife parks, free, you get a free hunting license. So right, it just goes on, and not just the compensation, but VA home assist, right? You have a higher rating. Like for me, at 100%, it depends on dependents and things like that, but that's more than enough to take care of my mortgage, a lot of my bills. 100, for example, 100% a single veteran, they can receive up to $4,000 a month as a single veteran.
$4,000.
$4,000
every month. Like
every month. There goes the mortgage. Take care of some other stuff.
Yeah. Right. And see, now here's the deal that people don't realize, right? And so as a mortgage guy and a real estate agent, the biggest piece that are keeping most people from being able to purchase a home is the property taxes. I mean, in Texas, like, we don't have state income tax, but just say a $500K house, you're looking at about $900 a month in the Dallas area on property taxes. And the benefit for veterans, I know with my company, right, we can qualify you without the taxes. Some companies still make you qualify with the property taxes. And if you're just say you're getting that $4,500 a month or so, you still can't qualify for some homes because they make you qualify with those taxes. But a lot of my investors like, hey, who's not going to file a no property tax extension? So they're letting us qualify people. I mean, you're literally, that tremendously increases the amount of home that you can buy if you don't have property taxes, because like I say, $800-900 a month, that's the difference between approved and not approved for a lot of people. And so that's why I'm interested in it, just so I can help these veterans. Like, hey man, there's plenty of people out here renting. Like, I've got a guy right now that's renting my house, and I'm like, dude, we got to get you up so you can go buy a house for what you're paying me. I'm going to sell you a brand new house, and it's going to be nice. So we're working on it right now.
No, that's awesome. The biggest thing I think you could share with veterans as well is that peace of mind, right? Me being at 100%, right? God forbid, but if a veteran would get laid off, right, and they just got into a house, right, they get laid off, or the job market's not what they thought it was. Again, if you're 100% single, or you got families and it goes up, and if you're getting $4,500 a month and your mortgage is $3,000, you at least know that's covered.
Yeah, it's covered.
For me, that was a peace of mind. Hey, anything happens, you know what? My mortgage is going to be covered. The lights are going to be on until I find another job, right? So that's the biggest thing. A lot of veterans, for me in the past, I was stuck in a job that I wasn't happy with before I got into this industry at 100%, right? A lot of veterans have to put up with where they're at. Hey, you get a peace of mind. Let me venture off and take a risk, maybe own my own business, become an entrepreneur. But right, stuff hits the fan. You know, hey, I'm at 100%. My family has VA health insurance. I got this money coming in every month, right, to take care of the bills.
Okay. Now, see, and also, right, I don't want to paint the picture that your guys are getting everybody 100%.
Sure. No. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Now, there's some people that, hey, you go from 10 to 50, 50 to 70, whatever.
Right.
What say, do you have a percentage of how many people actually get up to 100%? And what do you guys, I guess, what needs to happen to go from, say, like, okay, just take out the guy that yesterday, right? So he's at no percentage. What is the chances that somebody could just, they've never even filed a claim, could go from, all right, I'm at 0, but to 70 or 100?
Sure. Great question. So overall, we have a 98% success rate, and that covers everything. Someone from no rating to 20, someone going from 10 to 20, 80 to 100, 60 to 100. In my experience, right, I work with 69 other folks, right, veteran benefit specialists. I've seen someone go from 0 to 80, right? Hey, well, I've never done anything. I worked with them personally. They got to 80%. 6 months later, they called me. So many factors, right? How many conditions is the veteran target? Is it 2 or 10? Man, to me, the more you have, the higher chance your rating can increase. Also, some free knowledge I always share with veterans. The VA doesn't rate you on the conditions themselves. The VA rates you on their conditions at the worst moments. So I'm very honest and direct with every fellow veteran. If you never share with us how you feel at your worst moments, right, we cannot communicate that to the VA using their verbiage and their terminology. You have to share how you feel at your worst moments. That's how the VA determines your rating. So someone works with us, Will, man, I'm okay. It's not that bad. It's a good chance you're not going to get the rating you deserve, right? Right. That's being honest. Because we take what you tell us, the veteran, and we communicate that to the VA using AI, using their verbiage, their terminology. If someone's back, Will, my back is so messed up, I can't bend down, pick up my kids, tie my shoes. You share how you feel at your worst moments. We will communicate that to the VA so they understand and acknowledge. Boom, that's how you get the rating you deserve. So again, is it 3 conditions or is it 13? Are you going to be honest and share how you truly feel? Or are you going to be prideful and, man, I'm a Marine, I'm a soldier, I'm going to hold it in? Well, good luck, right? You're doing yourself an injustice.
Yeah.
So,
man, on the flip side of that, right, I've seen some veterans, right? I've done some loans for some veterans that were at 100%. I'm like, dude, there's nothing wrong with you.
Right.
You know, and I've done some for some guys. I'm like, let's just get this done so I can get away from them. You know, I mean, some of the guys that really have some of the PTSD and it comes out every now and then. I'm like, okay, yeah, that guy wasn't faking. Right. There's been some like, you got to be freaking kidding me. Right.
So there is a rule, right? It's called the flare up rule, right? So this is the VA knows not every day is the same, right? Even for me, there's some days, right, Mr. Mike, where my conditions are worse than others. The VA knows this, so that's why we make it a point to the veteran to share. Hey, you need to share how you feel at your worst day because that's how the VA determines your rating, right? Because a lot of veterans like me, hey, I went to Iraq in 2003. I came back with all my limbs, man, I'm good. But once all that stuff festers in you, and you're like, man, I see the signs. Yeah, right? My family's being impacted, and you're right. You catch me on a Tuesday, I may be different on a Saturday because of the conditions, right? But that's also a huge benefit of getting a rating because your care increases, right? I've taken yoga classes, Tai Chi. I received full body acupuncture from the VA, right? So it's not just, oh, take these pills. They give you resources, right? Again, full body acupuncture, swimming aerobics, Tai Chi, yoga, all that's offered by the VA. You just got to get your foot in the doorway, get a rating, and then start going from there. Like I went from 10 to 20, 20 to 80, and then I got to 100. But yeah, the care increases, right?
Okay.
As your rating goes up, I've seen it increase for the veterans who do need it. Hey, my PTSD is jacked up, or I need a walker because of my knee, my back, right? The VA will provide those resources as as you share how bad the conditions are, and as you increase that rating, right? There's better healthcare available to you.
All right, man. So what I do, right, is with my veterans, right? And so, like I said, I do both the mortgage and real estate. So when I do both, I give back up to half of the real estate agent's commission. So just say on a 500K, and we'll just keep that number kind of consistent, just because on a 500K house, if I'm getting a commission of say $15,000, that's $7,500 that I'm applying towards their closing costs, right?
Nice.
Now we're using that money, we're buying down their rate. Not to mention, I go in, I make the seller pay closing costs as well. So if you're at 100% rating, chances are you do a deal with me, you're coming to the table with no money out of pocket, and you're getting your earnest money back. And you've got the lowest rate that's in the market, because the way that it's structured, hey, I'm giving you half of my commission anyway, because I mean, at the end of the day, I'm doing both sides. I'm not greedy. Like, that's my proposal to my clients. Like, hey, this is why you should work with me. Not only am I good at this and we got great rates, I'm doing something even better than everybody else out there. And I'm putting my money towards it. And I'd love giving it to them. There's been times where, hey, there's too much. I couldn't give it to them. Obviously, at that point, we can't do anything illegal. But shoot, we maxed it out, and you still got all of your earnest money back. You walked in here, brand new house, no money out of pocket.
Nice.
And when I'm talking lower rates, I'm talking a point and a quarter lower, where some of my clients may be at 5.3, where somewhere else they're 6.5%. So I'm talking $300-400 a month. You do that over 30 years. I mean, $100,000 easily. I think 400 comes up to about $144,000 And so, man, I'm definitely interested in helping these guys. Especially, is not even just about the loan. It's like, listen, man, you're going to get this, and you're not going to pay property taxes either, or all the other benefits that you can have. So if it's available to them, I definitely want them to go after it. That's why I looked into you. I keep seeing you guys ads on Facebook. Like, I got to call these guys. So I got to get this figured out to see exactly what it is that they're doing.
No, yeah, yes, sir. Right. And kind of like you said, right, we put our money where our mouth is as well. Right. Everyone asks me, Will, right, is it free? What's this? Do you take on the back end? So we have a unique model. It's a flat rate. I have worked with companies who charge on the back end, and they took a huge percentage from veterans. So our flat rate fee for every veteran, doesn't matter how many conditions, it covers all the documents you need. It covers the medical exam prep. It covers our appeals team. It covers a 60, 90-minute call to make sure nothing is missed. It's $1,250, right? $1,250. And it's upfront because we have a money back guarantee. So let's say someone has no VA rating and they work with us, they get denied, and the appeals team goes to fight for them and they still get denied. We will refund them the $1,250, and we pay an additional $500 for wasting their time, because we don't like wasting other veterans' time. So that is in our terms of service. They do get that in writing. Of course, as a vet myself, I'm not trying to give another veteran their money back plus $500. I want them to get the rating they deserve. That's why.
Absolutely.
Right? But with
that's pretty solid.
Yes, sir. Every veteran knows that the VA makes the final call. The VA is going to decide, hey, Will, you get an increase or you don't. So that's why we put that money where our mouth is. But with a 98% success rate, we're not giving back $1,750 very often. Yeah. Right? With a 98% success rate.
Now, I can guarantee you this, right? And I'm sure you guys have come across some vets that like, hey, man, they're using AI. I can use AI myself and make it happen. What do you say to that veteran out there that may be watching this? Like, hey, man, I can just go out here and throw this stuff into, say, ChatGPT or Claude or anything like that and come up with the same stuff.
No, yes, yeah, I hear that all the time. Well, or the best ones, I use ChatGPT and I got denied. Well, there you go, right? Here's what makes us different, right? Our AI model, it's trained on the VA's reference materials. So scientific literature, medical journals, legal cases, right? Again, we can pull up cases of veterans that, again, had the same job, same duty stations, same MOSs, same years of service, same exposures, right? Ours is specifically trained on the VA's reference materials, Yeah, you could go to ChatGPT and try to do that, but it's not. I'm willing to bet that it's not trained on the actual verbiage the VA uses, right? Their terminology, right? We can pinpoint, hey, why is veteran Sergeant Joe Smith over here rated for these conditions, and veteran Mike Price is not, when he checks off the same boxes, has the same exposure, same duty stations, same jobs, same years of service. That's how down to the T we go, because right, we go back to, I want to say it's decades of information from the VA, right? Their medical records, their scientific literature, their legal cases, right? Well, hey, VA, we see here that you rated all these veterans, right, 2 years ago with the same conditions as Mike Price. Why is he not rated when he checks off all the boxes? That's what makes ours unique, right? We're using the VA's verbiage against them in a good way, if that makes sense, right? Their terminology.
Okay.
Right.
Now I read some stuff about some back pay. How does tell us how? I've seen people like, hey, we don't touch your back pay. So I'm assuming that if you do go back and get rated, you get money back for the times that you should have been rated. Is that how that's working?
So the VA back pays, we refer to back pay from the time, it's called an intent to file. Every veteran has to submit an intent to file for compensation. That gives you a 12-month window, right? The VA will say, hey, veteran, we give you 12 months to submit your claim. But it's also the placeholder for any potential back pay, which, again, you are correct. If the VA awards a veteran a rating or an increase, they can back pay him to the date they submitted their intent to file. So if it's August 5th, they work with us 5 months down the road. Hey, it's February, maybe March 5th. The VA awards that veteran a rating or an increase. They can back pay them to August 5th. So it doesn't matter if it's $2,000, $5,000. We don't touch it because the veteran paid the $1,250 on the front end. All that back pay is theirs. Some companies will say, hey, Mr. Mike Price, we're going to work with you, but if you get an increase, we're going to take 30% of your back pay. Or you know what? The VA gave you an increase and now you're receiving $1,000 more a month. We're going to charge you 5 times that for a $5,000 fee. We don't believe in charging you $5,000 or taking 30% of your back pay, right? Okay. We don't do. So that's why it's a flat rate, because if you get awarded $5,000, $6,000 on the back end, all that money belongs to the veteran. We don't need to take 30%. That's why we're different.
So the flat rate, what was it? $1,250 or what was it?
Yes, sir. $1,250. Yes, sir.
$1,250 up front, one-time fee.
Yep.
Money back guarantee.
Plus $500.
And plus $500, and you guarantee an increase.
Right. Yeah. It has to be a 10% minimum increase. Right. Yes, sir. 10%. So here's an example. Let's say someone is at 10 and they go to 20. Hey guys, you got vetclaims.ai. You got me to 20%. But let's say they were working on 6 conditions and the VA only approved 3 and denied the other 3. So because that veteran paid $1,250 to start with us, they have access to our appeals team. So it doesn't matter if you went up 10%, you could still access our appeals team to help you fight the 3 conditions they denied. And who's to say you don't go from 20 to 40 or 20 to 50 after that appeal? Okay. Now, how long do you guys work with them? So it's one round of appeals. So, all right. So if you get an answer in 4 to 5 months, hey, I got 3 conditions approved, I got 3 denied. Our appeals team will go back and fight for you. And that could be another month or 2, right? It all depends on the VA. But yeah, it's one round of appeals, right? We don't, like if someone's at 30, hey, Will, I'm trying to get to 100. And if they get at 70, right, we don't say, hey, we're going to keep working with you till you get 100. We do have returning clients. So if someone gets an increase and they come back 6 months later, hey, these conditions are getting worse, I just discovered new conditions I want to target, they can't come back as a returning client. We do offer 15% discount, 15% for return clients.
Now tell me this. All right. So how long does the process take with you guys versus just saying someone's going through the VA trying to get it done on their own? Have you noticed any increase in speed that you guys are getting it done faster, or how does that work?
Yeah, yes, sir. So from the time someone pays and signs up with us, within 30 days or less, they get the documents to submit to the VA. Again, I can't speak for the veteran service officers or the other resources, but I've had veterans reach out to me and say, Will, I haven't heard from this person in 3 months, 4 months, right? They're never in the office, right? There's a log jam because they're working with so many veterans because it's free, right? So I have worked with veterans. Will, it took me 3 or 4 months to get what I need from my veteran service officer. When with us, it takes 30 days or less. That's why we use AI technology. Let's get it to you ASAP so you can submit your claim faster.
Okay. But you guys work with people everywhere, right?
Oh, yes. Yeah. So I worked across the country, and I did work with a veteran. He was a Navy veteran in Tokyo. He never wanted to come back to the States. So we can work with people in other countries as long as there's a place for them to do their medical appointment. So he lived right next to a VA hospital in Tokyo. Huh. So I was able to, but yeah, Texas, it doesn't matter. I live in San Antonio, but I work with veterans all over the country. And that is one guy I worked with in Tokyo who he happened to live right next to a VA hospital. So he could do his medical exams there.
Yeah, man, it's crazy how they do the property taxes, right? It's either 100% no taxes or 99%, and we'll give you 12 grand off your value. I was like, wait a minute, man.
Yes, sir.
The guy's 10% away, and all he gives is that's literally nothing. When it comes down to the dollar amount.
Yep.
And so that's when every one of them I talk to, and they're like, man, I'm at 70. I'm like, dude, keep fighting. It's worth the fight. Trust me, because the difference in homes that I see, the ones who pay zero property taxes and the ones that do have to pay taxes, I won't even say a difference in home, but just the difference in the freaking payment that they're having to make is significant.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, dude, you definitely do it. I mean, I think I talked to one earlier this week, and he's like, man, I'm working on it and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, man, listen, wait. Let's wait until you hear back, because there's going to be a huge difference in the type of home that you can buy.
No, exactly. And my ultimate goal is, I use the company. I'm very honest with everyone. I used the company 3.5 years ago, and they're no longer around, right? That tells you anything about them. But I paid $8,800 to get from 80 to 100.
Jeez.
So, am I grateful?
But, at the end of the day, it was worth it, though, right? I mean,
it was, because I got 200. But I mean, would I rather pay $8,800 or $1,250? I think we know the answer.
Yeah, no, I get that for sure. Right. $1,250 all day long.
Yeah. With the money guarantee, this other place did, but it was one of those companies that said, "Hey, we'll take a chunk on the back end." And those companies, lawyers, right? They tend to drag it out because they get a bigger chunk on the back end. We don't do right. There's no reason for a veteran to wait 3-6 months to get their documents. We'll give it to you 30 days or less. That's why we only charge $1,250, not $8,000.
I think from my end, on my side, I'm definitely, hey man, if I'm sending you people, hey, let's get them done as quick as possible.
Yeah, exactly. Get them in the house quicker. Yes.
Yeah, get them in the home quicker. Get them to their rating and get what they're owed. So tell everybody out there that's watching, man, what's the process? How do they get in contact with you guys? You got your own direct page that they'll go to, or how does all that work?
Yes, sir. Yeah, of course. Right. They can always reach me right through you with my information, right? My direct line, right? 737-339-7474. My email is pretty simple. Will, WILL at vetclaims.ai. But yeah, someone goes on our website, vetclaims.ai. They can hear success stories. Our founder's all over social media. He's a young man with glasses, wavy hair. He's an Army veteran. He's a Purple Heart recipient. But yeah, we try to make it as painless. We don't need medical records. That's why we use AI. We don't need people to dig out medical records. You don't need 500 documents to work with us. And we work with veterans different eras. I work with veterans who got out in the 60s during Vietnam to someone who got out a year ago, 6 months ago. So we just want to make it as smooth as possible, as painless as possible. I've been through it 5 times. I want to make sure other veterans don't get denied 4 times the way I did. And it's all about allowing the veteran to paint their story, communicate, right, their conditions, and painting the picture so the VA can truly understand and acknowledge and say, man, this is how bad it is for the veteran. Let's rate them accurately. Because if you don't do that, you're going to go through the process over. And I work with folks, Will, I got denied for the past 15 years. Geez, sir, ma'am, you have a lot more patience than I do. I can't fight 15 years.
Yeah.
Right. I want it now, right? Because what we are. But yeah, just go on our website, vetclaims.ai. We're all over social media. We are endorsed by the Better Business Bureau and the Purple Heart Foundation. But yeah, again, me directly. And I tell everyone, I'm very honest, direct. If we're not a great fit, I'll point you to those free resources. Hey, check out your local veteran service officer. Check out the DAV, Disabled American Vets. I just want to make sure every veteran knows their resources and what's available to them.
Yeah. No, man, we're going to put your direct info below this video or wherever it ends up getting posted at. We'll put your direct contact in there. Man, as for mine, man, I mean, there's any veterans out there, I can tell you I can't guarantee it, but you buy a house without my Veterans Advantage program, you're just going to pay more money. Yeah. Because there's not a lender out there that's going to give you 1.5 points free, right? Not another veteran. Just call them up. Not another realtor out there. Call them up and ask them, like, hey, I won't have your commission. I'm a veteran. See if they do it. They're going to hang up in your face. And listen, I would too, right? But I'm doing both sides. So no need to be greedy. I'll make it up in volume. So
there you go.
We're taking half of this deal. I'm giving you an amazing deal. Go tell all your buddies, right? It's funny. I'm at closings all the time, and the title company's like, I ain't seen this rate in a long time. Like, yeah, we bought it down. Totally free. Well, between me and the seller, but I mean, it's a total buyer's market right now. It's the time to do it because we can definitely get your closing costs paid for sure.
Oh, that's awesome. Like I said, I'm from Dallas, so I know a lot of veterans out there, and I'll point them in your direction, right? I know a lot of veterans in Dallas, right? That's my hometown, so I'll definitely send them your way.
Well, yeah, man. Well, shoot, I think we done pretty much covered it all. Anything else?
You
want to get out?
No, like I said, just one veteran to all the veterans out there. It's about just knowing what's available to you, knowing your options. If one way doesn't work, don't be afraid to try another way. And again, we're a bunch of veterans who've been through the process. We just want to make sure every fellow veteran gets what they deserve. And if it's not a great fit, myself personally, I'll point you in the right direction. Hey, check out this resource or check out that resource, because we just want to make sure everyone gets the rating they deserve due to their service.
Okay. Well, man, shoot, man, I appreciate your time. You guys, any vets out there trying to get your disability rating increase, check out vetclaims.ai. I mean, obviously you want to deal with me, hybridagenthomes.com. We can definitely get you taken care of. But other than that, man, we're going to wrap this up.
All right. Hey, Mr. Mike, it's definitely been a pleasure, sir. I thank you for your time. And yeah, I definitely look forward to seeing what we can do together.
All right, man. Hey, definitely shoot me an email also. Well, no, I got it. I got all your contact info. I think it should all be in your signatures, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, my phone, direct line, my phone number. What I'll do is I can send you a picture of my business card as well, so anyone can scan my QR code and they can schedule an appointment with me.
Okay. Cool, man. I'll probably try. Yeah, shoot me that with that QR code. We can probably see if AI can somehow get it in this video. We'll get it figured out. Shoot. All right, Will, man. Hey, I appreciate your time. All right, thanks a lot.
Hey, my pleasure, sir. You take care and stay safe out there in Dallas.
All right, man. Talk soon.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.